Hey, what's up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. Oh no. There we go. It's a great way to start a stream, yeah. Thanks for joining. We're just going to do a nice little ask me anything, questions and answers, just talking, just hanging out for a bit. And we'll see what happens from there. Hopefully the internet doesn't just crap out on me and we'll be okay. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining. I got my other monitor over here, so I'm going to be looking over here to read the questions, and then I'll come back and talk to you in the face, which is where you talk to people in the face. Before that, let me just play the little intro. Oh, there we are. All right. So we already got some bunch of questions in. So thanks for being on time and early, which is something that most of us perceivers don't do. So, Ruth Finnegan says, have you ever long-term dated another INFP? I don't know how to word this. Long-term, yes. I mean, like for maybe about a year, we were seeing each other, but it wasn't it was a casual relationship, let's say. So it wasn't like exclusive. That's the word. But yeah, I dated an INFP for a while. What do I think of long-term INFP relationships? I think that's like any relationship that you have, it depends on the health of the people involved. If both people are just kind of like not really up to their development, level that they should be, then it's going to cause problems. I think two INFPs can have some great conversations and just enjoy chilling with each other a lot, and maybe share a lot of the same hobbies and stuff like that. And even you could be the center of some sort of really cool thing that emerges, because you're expanding all these ideas and you're having this really deep connection with each other and FI, like humanity and stuff like that. But it like to actually turn it into like a business or something like that, it might be a struggle, because struggling with low TE and stuff, which is like getting stuff done is an issue, right? So for me, like my wife is an ENFJ, so I have like her judgerness to keep me in track and to make sure that I do stuff that I should do and kind of maintain some sort of schedule. So that's really nice to have. So you would have to kind of supplement that or have somebody who is more inclined to do that, or less resistant, however you want to word that. Yeah, so it can work, definitely. Just gotta, as with any relationship, you just gotta keep working on it, so I guess that's what I got with that. Let's see. I should probably kind of skim these before I actually read them, but that might be a little difficult. If I had a child who turned out to be an INFP, what advice and support would you want to give them to help them in the transition to adulthood? Yeah, that's a hard one. Like, I can't say specifically which personality type I would like my daughter to be. I know INFP would be a difficult one for a while, but I think with having the right support system, it would be fine, right? Like, I think if you are raising an INFP and you understand personality type, they're already going to have maybe a better situation, a better start than you did, because there's somebody there that understands them. There's somebody there to like support them and to say, this is actually why you're struggling with this stuff. And it's okay. It's okay. Like you have these deep feelings and stuff like that, and you got to explore them. And some of them are going to get scary. Some of them are going to get, difficult. And, a lot of times you're not going to want to do something that you should do. And here's the strategy, here's how you can do that better. Here's how you can enjoy XYZ. So a specific advice, I'll try to bring this into like a more narrow, funneled, tangible thing. I would just say that like, I understand you and I'll support you, and whatever happens will be okay. You know, it'll get better, whatever it is. You'll learn more about yourself. You'll learn more about other people, and things will be okay. I hope that was close enough. All right, I'm just going to keep scrolling down. When you do ask a question, I see Ali was mentioned that. If it's like specific to me and not just like chat amongst you guys, which is cool. Like I want you guys to do that too. If you could just write like question in caps, or like, yeah, we'll just do that question in caps first. And then, so I'm not just scrolling through a bunch of stuff, not knowing which ones to answer. Yeah, Licorice Gaming. Let me, oh, jeez. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Sorry, I was just expanding the windows. So basically, I think this is asking about, so that's part 2 of the question. Kind of like changing images and stuff in your mind when you're talking to people, like imagining different things, imagining your coworker becoming a dragon or something like that, or a robot. I would say that's NE. I've heard the call for it being NI, but like you're looking at something and then you're just adding new things to it, new bits and bobbles and pieces and stuff like that, and that's NE does a lot of that, and it's a joy. It's so fun to just like walk around and just imagine things being different. Not like in a like sad moping, I'm just walking, which I used to do all the time. I used to walk. When I walked in high school, I would walk so slowly through the hallways. It was like an intentional like creep through the hallway. It would take me forever just to get to the other end of the hallway, and that was a different kind of wishing things would be different. But in this sense, like just, you know, having fun playing with your imagination is just, it's so invigorating and so fun. Literally Derek. That's a cool name. Thanks for joining. I know it's not a question, but yeah, welcome. Let's see. What's up, Brian? I see you here too. Here, we'll do this one. Ron asks, have you dated an INFJ? If so, what do you think compatibility level? Have I dated an INFJ? No, I don't think so. I tended, I'm married now. I tended to date more extroverted people. Although I did, as I mentioned before, I dated an INFP and ISFP. Other than that, I think it was pretty much all extroverted energy, just getting things going. Definitely attracted to that. But I think I can talk a little bit about compatibility. So, like it's, as I said before too, everything's going to have some sort of level of difficulty to it, you know. INFPs and INFJs, like you're going to go in there thinking that you understand each other and know exactly what the other person's talking about, and you're not, right? Like your cognitive functions are going in different ways and stuff like that. What you do with an idea is not what they do with an idea. And same with your feelings and how you judge that and what the ballast is for making those decisions. That being said, I think there are a lot of blind spot support elements. You have a little bit more judger energy in one and a little bit more perceiver energy in the other, which is good, right? Like you're kind of finding that balance between all these different things, where you could start a project with full vigor and energy like a perceiver, and then the judger is like, yeah, but we actually have to finish it at some point, right? And they can bring that in there for support. It's like having a full rounded squad of Avengers all supporting each other, instead of just all the same type or something, you know. Can't just have all like extroverted intuition and stuff like that. There's no like stability and groundedness, right? So you got to kind of balance both. I hope that I'm answering these questions in a way that's, you know, given enough information. Oh boy, Eric, how do you let go of social consciousness and social awkwardness? You just desensitize yourself to it, and learn skills along the way. But like, man, when I used to go out to the clubs and stuff like that, which was at least once a week for many years, I desensitized myself. Like I would like blast club music from the morning to get myself ready for the night, just so that I could, it wouldn't be like a shock. I wouldn't, you know, be out of my senses, or into my senses, which I don't know, whichever one was the wrong one for me. And just constantly having like that practice, just keep going, just talk to people, just do stuff, put yourself in all these new different contexts. And then you're going to become more comfortable with it because you've experienced it before. You're like, oh, right, when I said this thing and then the person reacted this way and I just said it again, they're probably going to react, you know, in a similar way. And if they don't, then you have another pattern that you can like integrate, incorporate, assimilate, and understand. I don't think that's necessarily the answer you wanted to hear there. I mean, there are other ways, like you can do like emotional freedom technique tapping stuff, like this social awkwardness, let it go, 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 right? Like kind of clearing the energies or whatever, however you want to word that, changing the neurological connections, installing better states, better characters, better belief systems in yourself. You know, I'm someone who is confident in conversation, or who is becoming more confident in conversation and less social awkward. And just kind of just keep working on it, man. Like throw yourself into the pit and learn how to fight those lions. It was like an arena in my mind. I went into a whole like Coliseum kind of vision and was just playing around in that. But I'm back. I think I'm back. I think this is real life. I'm back here now. How do you or INFPs in general use 8th slot TI? Bubble Puppy. Bubble Puppy. I just like saying that. That's a fun name. Horribly. I don't know. Hold on. I gotta clear my throat and think and drink a little bit of coffee. So hold on a second. All right. I had to like rinse my mouth out of the coffee with water after, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. Like if they're competing, it's like it's trying to whistle and hum at the same time. You're still trying to make a decision, but you're using two different metrics to do it, and it clashes. It just creates all sorts of problems. That being said, it's a good thing to attempt in some ways. Like when you're like, I know something is not happening right in my life and there's a problem. Well, try anything else, right? If what you're doing is not working, just try something else, right? So sometimes like really refining and defining your definitions of things, really like studying up on it, getting a clear understanding of what something is, like deep down at its core, and focusing all your energy on that, that can clear up some of the issues that we have with like being too general, right? And just being like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like this. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, but if you really take that time to be rigorous with some of the information, I think it does help. For me, this whole geek psychology thing and the RPG model and the naming conventions that I use, I've mentioned this before in some videos too, with different characters: the innovating explorer for extroverted intuition, the resonating empath for introverted feeling. Like these kind of things, I've had to put in some TI work in there, some introverted thinking, some analyzing adept work, because I felt like this is kind of like the other end of the grip, right? It's like I felt this, like I need to define this clearly. I need to have a specific word that's going to encapsulate all this other stuff, all the meaning that I want, all the nuances, and that can't really happen. But I spent many years kind of chasing those words. Enjoy that metaphor, I guess. Chasing those words. So, but I do feel that it was helpful. I felt that it was not a complete waste of time. Sure, taking actions and just doing like more TE stuff would have been the better way. Just, I'm going to set up the system, I'm going to do the thing, and that's it. We'll adjust from there. But I was like, no, I need to perfect it. I need to like narrow it in. And so that was kind of like my nemesis trap within TI. Like that's the villain, that's the demon. But I was chasing it, and it does help eventually. But like really, it depends on how much energy you want to put into it, and all this other stuff. It's kind of rambly, but that's stick with FI unless you're stuck on something. Then play around it in the other functions. What are your favorite conversation habits? Imaginary scenarios, listening, and exploring random theories. My favorite thing is talking to an ENFP and just like riding my friend called it the ADD train or ADD bus, right? It's just like, just get on, pick up a new idea, go somewhere else, get another idea, like that kind of just back and forth, like Family Guy type humor is just so fun for me. So I guess that's my favorite kind of habit. It's not too deep, I understand that, but it is fun. It's fun to explore and just kind of play around with. All right, Samira, do you have imaginary stories or scenarios that you continue every time you feeling? I used to have these like fantasies when I was in Taekwondo, when I was a little kid. Like I used to have these fantasies like, oh, I'm going to marry this girl. This is when I was like 10 years old or something. I'm going to marry this girl. We're going to live in this amazing house, and we're going to have this whole like, lifestyle. And I definitely continued that one every time I saw her. So, I'm sure it's still there. I can't quite think of anything specific right now. I do tend to have fights in my mind. I know that sounds like really bad. I don't know, but like if I have some sort of altercation with somebody, it definitely comes up after, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're still fighting in my mind, and I kind of go through the different scenarios, and then when I catch myself, I'm like, why are you fighting with yourself in your own head? Doesn't need to happen. Silly. And then I change it. Make amends. I wish I had some music or something going on right now. It's weird just listening to my voice. Listening to the sounds of my voice. All right, Sabrina J. How was learning your personality type and studying personality types in general improved or dampened your life? I mean, learning personality type has completely changed my life and changed who I am, how I exist in relationships, and my drives, my passions. It gave more fidelity to him, gave more language, gave more self-understanding. It was the start of me getting into life coaching and hypnosis and more self-development and personal work and all this other stuff. Like, so much happened from just learning personality type and saying, actually, okay, that's how I think about things. Holy crap. That's how I interact with the world. Holy crap. Those are the struggles. Those are the stresses. That's what happens when I get stressed out. I mean, even if you were to make your own personality system, like I originally was doing before I knew anything about Myers-Briggs, like that's fine too. Whatever way it comes about. If you're like, you're a dog, you're a panda, you're a dolphin, you're a monkey, whatever it is, like that'll at least give some sort of like stability to the pattern and the archetypes to help you understand yourself and other people. I see a bunch of messages on Discord. Isaiah's, my birthday is July 31st, 1984. I think in terms of, maybe I don't need to get into that. It's helped in relationships too. Just because if you understand that you see the world one way and not everybody sees the world the same way, right? I mean, those are connected. Then you can have more forgiveness for other people when they're messing up and doing things that's like, why would you do it that way? Well, you have this personality type, or you don't have the same experiences, and you're just doing the best that you can with the information that you have. And it's given a lot more empathy for other people too. My live chats are so soothing. Thanks. Arya, I don't know why you're too shy to ask your questions. Just ask it. Just do it. What are my views on life? I don't know. I bring in a lot of fantastical thinking. Treat life like a game that I'm trying to get better at, that I'm improving, that I'm working on my skills, gaining experience, with the goal to save the world, to slay the dragons, to help people, to gain some new loot, have an adventurous life along the way. I guess those are my views on life. And it's good to have allies. It's good to bring in other people to help you out with the things that you struggle with. If you're a healer, you kind of need somebody to do some damage and take some actions and get things done, right? You can try to do it yourself, but then you're diffusing your skills and your energies and stuff like that. It takes a lot longer. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of my views. If you give me a specific domain, maybe I could talk about that too. Any tips for not feeling so lost on finding a career path as an INFP? So stuck on where to begin. I think whatever it is probably going to change later anyway, right? Like you're probably not going to do the same stuff forever. So just kind of get started. Sorry, I'm sitting on like a blanket and it's at an angle and I'm like slipping off the chair, but I kind of want to keep sitting on the blanket because it's soft and comfy. Yeah, make sure that it's hard. It's hard to find a job like that, but make sure that there is some freedom within it to do things your way, that you're not just like sitting at a desk, checking off boxes and just doing the like routine stuff over and over again because it'll probably drive you nuts. Find a way to bring in some sort of authenticity, self-expression within that. Make it your own. Like, this is my style. This is how I want to do it. Not every company is organized to do that. I understand. Find a way to help other people in the process. Like, you might not like peopling, but it's really good for you. Like, and it's helpful. It's something that you can help other people with. Like, having that one-on-one connection with other people is good for both of you. You just got to get out of your comfort zone, you know? So I don't know, art, helping people, those kind of things. Did I study psychology academically? I mean, I have a minor in psychology. My major is East Asian studies, Japanese. But it's just been a hobby. Like, it's just been something that's helped me, that I've always been interested in. Like, I started studying in like high school and stuff, and that kind of philosophy and stuff too. But oh no, I scrolled down too much. I think I would, like, if I went back in time, I'd probably do psychology or something like that instead. I mean, majoring in Japanese was just like, I just need to get back to Japan. I took I'll do a little story time, I guess. I was on an internship, came to Japan. It was a 9-month thing. I got a bunch of credits in Japanese. Before that, my major was graphic design and film study. And which I was really interested in that stuff, but I was like, you know what? I just need to get back to Japan. Like, I loved it here. I felt so comfortable here. And so I changed my major. I was like, what's the quickest way to get me back? I need a bachelor's degree to live in Japan. Okay. And I changed my major and did that. And that's part of the story. Okay. Ilger, we know that all cognitive functions are important, but what are your subjectively favorite cognitive functions? Well, that's a cool question. Yeah, that is a hard one. Like, because I constantly see them as different people, and to say that you're my favorite person is a little difficult. But definitely, I mean, I love intuition in both blends, both stances, extroverted intuition and introverted intuition. Just because I'm so enthralled with ideas and possibilities, and just playing around with ideas, whether it's generating a bunch or whether it's a more like meditative self-hypnosis type, like exploration, looking for insights. I love both of those. I wish I could like extroverted sensing more. I mean, like, when I see other people who are like ESPs, and I'm just like, wow, that's so cool that you're just like here. You're here. You're now. It's amazing. I cannot, be so present in the moment. So I see that as a very cool thing. But it's so foreign to me. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I love introverted feeling too, but I'm a little biased. Close to animus. Do INFPs tend to have atypical sexual orientations or curiosity about polyamory? I don't know all INFPs. I do think so, though. Just kind of my pet theory. I do agree with that question as being true. I think I know a lot of extroverted perceivers as well who are more into polyamory. NPs specifically, SPs too, though. So I think there's some sort of connection with that. I think it's the desire to like and not settle down to not have the shackles, right, on you, and just have the freedom to do what you want to do and explore that. And if you bring it into like an introverted feeling kind of realm of things, then it's like, well, I get to really know somebody deep down on, over here and over here and over here, right? Like you get to kind of explore different facets of people and humanity on a deep level. And I think that's probably the appeal to that. Let's see. Yeah, for me, like when I was in the dating scene, it was more about like just kind of not being sure who is the right one to be with. Like I was like, well, when I do make that decision, it's going to be hopefully a lifelong decision, right? It's going to be a long-term decision. So until that point, we're just going to, have a grown-up relationship of understanding as well. Of course, no lying about it. Like as long as both people are like, okay, this is okay. Like I'm okay with this, then okay, go from there. Are there spiritual or religious traditions to which INFPs tend to be drawn? Probably. I don't know. I'm more towards the Buddhist type philosophy, I suppose. I think like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can really talk too much about that. Kind of stay away from religion in general. I believe in understanding people and hopefully hoping that people are going to do the right thing just because of morals and stuff like that. But I know that's not always the case. How do you stop feeling that underwhelm when you want to try something new? Overwhelm, perhaps? Underwhelm? Maybe I'm kind of misunderstanding it. If it's overwhelmed, then it's like, just got to do it. If it's underwhelmed, bring in the reasons for wanting to do it, for why it's going to make your life better, for how it's going to help you or help some other person to live a better life. Like, what's the impact of it? Yeah, I don't want to do this thing. Okay, well, if I do it, what are the good things that could come out of it? Use your idea battery and think of all the different cool possibilities, all the good things that could happen. Even if it's a lie to yourself, or you're teasing yourself, you're playing around, like it's still, I think it's a good thing to do. I mean, you're always going to be bound to reality in some way, so why not have fun with it and just imagine all the possibilities? I hope that answered the question. I'm gonna turn off my mic, drink a little coffee, read. Hold on. I was going to comment that I'm drinking like Trump, and then I realized that my green screen is tearing up poor Mike. Sorry. All right, here we go. Got another one from Becky. Have you, as an INFP male, ever dealt with fear or shame about your feelings because of the stereotypes, strength in our society? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I spent so long trying to not have feelings at all. I saw them as the reason why other people got hurt, myself included. And I was like, well, if me being in a relationship or me having feelings is causing another person pain, me existing is having is causing another person pain, then I'm just going to not exist in whatever way that is. And so there's a lot of dissociation, not actually being present, not living my life, but kind of being detached from it, in attempt to not feel emotions. Because I saw that as the solution. I mean, we all make decisions because we think it's the best solution, right? Oh no, I just unplugged my mic or my earphones. Sorry. Hold up. I don't know how to technology. I don't know how to do things properly. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for watching me fumble through this stuff. Eventually, though, like I just like I had a switch. Hopefully, everybody can still hear me, that I didn't just mess things up. I guess I'll find out in like 10 minutes when the chat catches up. Yeah. Eventually, I just had a switch on an identity level, which I've talked about before, where I used to see myself as this rogue who was like really cool and calm, collected, and just kind of secretive. And then I had the realization that no, like I'm more of a healer. I do have all these feelings, and they're not bad, and they're here to help other people, and I can make the world better in my own way, and all this other stuff. And so with that, I started appreciating it and saying, no, I don't care. I don't care what other people think. I'm going to be who I am, which is how it should be. Yeah. Seeing that everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, which is why I use like the RPG role-playing game model and stuff like that. It's because it's very clear that other people have their different strengths and weaknesses, and we all need to support and care for each other. One thing you can do is look up other INFPs, like famous INFPs who have actually done stuff that you admire, and live into that, I suppose. Olive attracted to ESTJ females. T-doms. Is this opposites attract thing duality real, or just I mean, they call it the anima or animus, right? The inferior function or aspirational function. So I've definitely been attracted to, women who kind of represent my idea of extroverted thinking, or just extroverted judging in general, but kind of like that strong, decisive, clear thought. So I definitely think it's a thing, because you're kind of looking for like a way to fulfill yourself and fill in some gaps, right? That sounded wrong. Fill in some blind spots of yourself, and it's your way of doing that is often probably just like, well, I see this other person has these skills. I certainly don't. So maybe they can make my life better. Maybe they can complete me. And yes, I'm sure there's some childhood connections into that too. What is INFP? What? I don't know. INFP. INFPs are people. That's it. INFPs are people who lead with introverted feeling. So within the Myers-Briggs personality type stuff, right? It's a personality type. I don't even know where to start with all this. There are people who listen to their conscience a lot, are very in tune to their values and what they feel to be right. And they're kind of like crusaders in some ways with that. And they also bring in this other little aspect of themselves, which is exploring ideas and possibilities. And so you get a lot of like, writing stories and poetry and stuff like that from people who have the INFP personality type. That's the worst explanation I've ever done for anything, but that's okay. Donatien. Hello. Any tips on self-discipline, or should INFP just skip it altogether? You should always, I think, seek self-discipline. I mean, that's been definitely like a running theme of my life. When I was younger, I was like, I don't know how to control any of these feelings or emotions or anything like that. And there was the desire to figure that out and learn how to kind of master myself. So I definitely think everybody should seek that. Any tips for it? Measure it, track it. What you measure can be improved on. So, even if it's just like, how did I feel today? What emotions came up today? Write it down in a journal. And then you'll start to bring that more into like real-time awareness. So it's not like, oh yeah, this thing happened like 10 minutes ago and now I'm feeling crappy about it, but you start to see it coming. Well, I guess before that, you start to realize it in the moment. You're like, oh, I'm feeling a little angry about something right now, or whatever it is. And then you can stop yourself, right? And then with that continued awareness, before it happens, you can prevent it from happening. You can take better actions and use more of your internal resources and processing and stuff like that. And I think in general, self-discipline is about that, right? It's about catching your bad habits and funneling them into a better direction. What are you really doing to overcome all? Abdallah. I know all NFPs mostly feel the same stressful situations all around you, and how do you overcome the feeling of emptiness? There's a lot of questions in there. And a lot of big ones too, yeah. It's a process. Like, I hate saying that so often, but it is like, there's not like one trick that you can do that'll just make your entire life amazing and that's it. Because if it were that simple, then everybody would know it, everybody would do it. It would be, you wouldn't be having this conversation, and life would probably be boring too. So it's a matter of like self-discipline, learning about yourself, learning how to have better relationships, learning how to appreciate other people for whatever it is, just their existence, even if they piss you off, even if they just make you so angry sometimes, like still appreciating that they have something that they're bringing into the world that is beneficial, that's helping you or other people. I mean, there are people with like pathologies and stuff like that, and it makes it difficult, but we all have some sort of purpose. That's what I believe anyway. How do I overcome the feeling emptiness or loneliness? Loneliness? Go talk to people. I know it's like blunt, it's right there, but like if you're like, oh, I'm so lonely, I can't have a relationship. How many people did you talk to today or this week? How often did you get out of your comfort zone and approach somebody? That is the only way to have connections with people, is to talk to people, so finding ways of improving your relationship with that aspect of yourself, I think, is important. Feeling empty. I think we're always going to be looking for some sort of fulfillment in some way. So I don't know. Like, I don't think you're ever going to feel fulfilled, which I imagine is the opposite of emptiness. If you imagine yourself as a container, right? You're getting these interactions from other people. It's filling you up emotionally. You're doing some sort of transactions, right? I think just continuously seeking more understanding of yourself and more depth and finding ways of expressing that into the world will give you more fulfillment. which is weird, expressing it into the world. But it's a natural, it's something that we need to do. You need to find some sort of creative outlet for those feelings and emotions and ideas and all that stuff. And you will, I think, feel more fulfilled or less empty once you start doing that more and sharing it with other people. And it's scary, it's hard, I know. But you can do it. I don't know why this video was suggested to you, the Ultima. I can't help you with that. But welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking it out anyway. Let's see. Looking for questions. Oh, question. There we go. Stephanie, question. Do you have strong extroverted feeling? No, I don't. I don't have strong FE. It's a hard one. Definitely. I call it the fifth function within our stack. I'm getting a little geeky here. I call it the rival. That's the rival position as opposed to the hero position of your dominant function. And it's a rival. It creates issues. We bump heads a lot. I do feel that I have gained more rapport with it since doing what I recommend to everybody is to create characters for these cognitive functions. Because they're parts of you. They're neurological pathways that, come up into the ego state. They become executive, and, it's you playing a character in a certain role. Like if you're teaching somebody something, you put on your teacher hat, right? You log on to your teacher character. If you're playing with your cat, you're playing the play with my cat character. Right? If you go to work, you're playing the go to work character. Right? So these are different neurological pathways that get lit up and start working together, and you start fulfilling those roles and stuff like that. So that's kind of my perception that's how I use the cognitive functions in terms of like a TE kind of, I'm going to put this into action, some sort of usable thing and not just theory. And so through doing that, through creating some characters and stuff like that, through appreciating my strengths and weaknesses more, I've come to appreciate extroverted feeling more, but I do definitely struggle with it. It's not something I can like just turn on, right? So my kind of hack is just to do my best to imagine each individual's situation and expand that out and kind of do what is socially expected in that, but it's not easy. I definitely run into many issues with that with my all the EFJs around me, Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. What to do with INFP aggressive side? I feel like I fear it. Dun, dun, dun. You're probably too stressed out. Probably need to do like small tasks, like go clean your house, organize your desk. As I'm looking at my desk, check things off a list. Right, give some sort of like some play time to your extroverted thinking, strategizing commander, and just like check little things off a list, and you will have less stress, which will make you less aggressive. I think that any INFPs who are really aggressive are stuck in trying to do introverted feeling stuff and just doing how they feel about things, what they feel is right, and honoring their own, identity and whatever. And they're trying to it's like using a hammer for everything, right? And they need to like just put down the hammer of introverted feeling, do the opposite a little bit to let that hammer recharge. It's a magical hammer. It needs to recharge. And I wish I chose a better tool, a different tool, maybe like a power drill or something. And yeah, like just give it some time, give it a rest, and go do some proactive things, take some actions, get things done. And then when you come back to the situation, you'll feel more recharged and refreshed. Is that cool? It's cool to me because it works. Adolfo, which Enneagram type are you? I'm a type 9 wing 1 if you use wings. It was quite a big realization for me. It was one of those things I learned about myself. I was like, wow, my God, that's the pattern that I'm in. Jeez, and it came through checking in with the, I can't think of it right now. The defense mechanism, I think, self-narcotization, I think. Yeah. And just kind of seeing how much I sap my energy and my life away, and kind of just distance myself from other people and things, and not wanting to rock the boat, and how often I'm actually angry throughout the day, which is connected to that last question. And measuring it, tracking, I tracked it for a couple of days. Just anytime that I would get a little bit upset, I was just like, okay, put a little tally, and I was like, holy crap, I get upset a lot. And it's just this little like peeved about people's interactions and stuff like that. The person that walks in front of me as I'm walking to the train or something like that, or whatever it is. People not being considerate of another person's individual space. And that realization it brought a lot of clarity. Though I do, type 4s, I feel you. Like I understand that aspect too. That's introverted feeling though. I mean, like INFPs are generally type 4s or type 9s. So. Okay, Archibald. What is your advice for INFPs about dealing with not feeling enough in social groups? Hi, and welcome. Thanks for coming. Sorry, let me reread that. With not feeling enough in social groups. Dealing with you not feeling enough, or social groups that do not feel enough, right? Maybe that's, or you want to bring out more feeling into social groups. Yeah, I mean, not everything is about how you feel about it, and it's hard to say as an INFP to other INFPs, like sometimes just your feelings are not the thing that needs to be there in terms of how to complete the task or do the work or whatever it is. Some jobs, like I would imagine being a lawyer, maybe, bringing in feelings is not the right situation for that, right? Not the right tool for it. That being said, I do feel that everything could benefit more from some more feelings and some more support in terms of what is this person feeling, what are their intentions, what are their motivations, what values do they have, what values does the company have, and how can you kind of like fuse those. Hold on a second. Hold up. All right, Indie Kitty, I'll get to you in 1 second. Let me finish this. So my advice is like find some sort of way of connecting to people individually, and making sure that they're okay and supported, and help out in whatever way you can, because some places do need. I mean, people need a way of venting and talking about their experiences and stuff, right? And INFPs, INFJs are generally like a vacuum for that. People just come up and like, hey, can I tell you about how I feel about stuff right now? So it's welcomed, and it needs to happen too. I don't know how to click on Indie Kitty. I don't know how to do it. I'm clicking and it's not even, there we go. First up, thank you. Thanks for the donation. Always helpful. Always supportive. Always. Indie Kitty 1. Do you feel the sads often? Oh. And have horrible anxiety? I can't even talk on the phone outside of work. I hate the phone. I will do anything possible to not have a phone conversation. I used to think it was because I was like, well, it's because it's in Japanese, and I wasn't that good at Japanese before, and but no, I just hate the phone. I just don't. I can't see the person's face and their reactions, and I get distracted, and I'm just like, it's just text me, So I hate the phone too. And I had to use the phone. I was a headhunter. That sounds way cooler than it actually is. It's a recruiter, trying to get people to come in for a meeting with me and me understand their resume and stuff like that, and then place them in a better position to earn more money and have a better life. So that the end goal was good, but the actual job itself was horrible. Cold calling and stuff like that. It was awful. I've gotten over that through repetition, through practice. I still don't like the phone. I would rather do like a video call and stuff like that. And that I find ways of connecting to people really quickly. Just, have some light conversation, which I know is not necessarily fun for INFPs. And then tell a joke, maybe say something about yourself or reveal something about yourself. That's a tip from Extroverted Feeling right there. Reveal like a vulnerability or something within yourself, not like something massive, but just a little bit, because it makes the other person feel more comfortable, more safe. And then you can get into it from there. Do I feel the sads often though? No, not anymore. No, I used to. I used to just get, depressed and sad all the time and lock myself in my room and stuff like that, and call into work, say I'm not going to go to work because I'm too sad. I can't do it. I've gone over that stuff. I suggest going to inowfeelpositive.com, sign up for that, learn about yourself. If you're an INFP, learning some skills around that. There are other ways of doing it, but check out, if it's a modality you like, check out EFT, emotional freedom technique, and tapping and stuff. Hypnosis, self-work, all that stuff, really just, it helps. Learn why you're sad, what the patterns are. And usually for me, it was like, I'm just not taking actions that are honoring what I want to do. So I feel powerless, which made me kind of feel sad. Anxiety. I've learned to just do the thing. Just do it. Anxiety is a fear of what might happen in the future, right? So training yourself to take an action and just do will stop you from overthinking all the things, and you'll get better. That's what I hear from other, that's what I hear. I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe anything. I can't say what you should do, but it's worked for me. Which types do we get along with? INFPs and ENFJs are said to be types that get along really well. My experience, as long as everybody's healthy. ENFPs I've had really good relationships with, ESFPs as well. ENTPs, we chill. Yeah, I like ENTPs too. Extroverted judgers though. Like ETJs. One of my best friends is an ESTJ. That was not something that instantly happened. That was not something that was just like, we're going to be BFFs forever right now. No, definitely. We had our issues, but we lived together for a long time after that. And really got to appreciate these other aspects of ourselves, seen projected within the other person, Yeah, and there are some relationships that are going to be more of a struggle, like SJs and TJs for INFPs, because those are your weaker functions, right? Your weaknesses. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen. That doesn't mean that good things can't come from it, right? It's all a balancing act, I suppose. Oh no, it's too much scroll. I scrolled down and it skipped like everything. I'm not good at this. What is this? Okay. I found it. Bad 5. Hey, Matt. Hi. I'm an INFP type 9, but I've been trying to figure out if I'm a 9 wing 1 or 9 wing 8. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit of both. How do you determine you are a 9 wing? How did I determine that? That's a good question. I think like the perfectionistic tendencies are a bit more clear to me within the type 1 than actually using anger and power assertively. I don't see a lot of that within me, and I mean I could be blind to it, but it just kind of with all the things, it just like it felt right. That's a horrible answer, but that's kind of the approach that I went to it. I do kind of resonate more with type 1 stuff than I do type 8 stuff. And that was enough for me to say, okay, that's enough understanding of that, that I get the benefit of it. Like Pareto principle, I get the 80% payoff from understanding the 20% of it. I didn't quite go too deep into it since then, in terms of wings and stuff. I've taken some courses on Enneagram, which I recommend. They're cool. Emmy, I see that you asked that question that I just answered. I hope that I helped you out with that. Sharing your your perception of the world is a good thing. So your perceiving function, because like your judging function, you can explain it, right? In most cases. I know introverted feeling has difficulties explaining it, but you can say, yeah, this is actually why I made this choice. This is why I made this decision. This is what I should do. This is what you should do. The perceiving function is like a whole nother, it's the lens that you're looking through, right? And that is quite difficult to explain to some people. But if you know personality type, then it's kind of your responsibility to shape your interactions in a way that's going to support that understanding and to help other people, help yourself understand at a deeper level. Yeah, phones. I'm gonna keep scrolling down. I realize I should probably answer these faster. Thanks everybody for coming, for showing up today. It's been about an hour on this this video thing. It was 7:30 a.m. when I started. I wake up before 7, which is what these are about right here. My panda eyes. Can you maintain long-term friendships? How do you make friends? Oh, Grace. Yes. Some friendships are easier to maintain than others. Some you don't need, you know this, you don't need to like have that maintenance, like hang out every week or whatever, whatever. But yeah, it's a give and take thing. Like you have to be there too. You have to show up. You have to support. You have to present yourself. And it's been hard for me since having a kid and since moving further away from my friends, like to to maintain positive relationships and friendships with them. Because I'm not as available, I'm not as present. Like I always have this feeling of like, well, like, yeah, I want to go hang out, but I want to stay at home. It's an introverted sense. Like, yeah, I just want to be at home. I like it here. It's comfortable here. You know? And that is something that has created issues with relationships of me just not showing up as often as I should. And it's hard. I understand that. Also, be careful with like how idealistic you are with other people and, you know, your vision of what they should do and what they should be or what they could be. You know, like we tend to date people and see people based off our perceived vision of their potential. And yeah, that doesn't always happen. I mean, like nobody can live up to the idealistic version that we have in our mind for the other person. I mean, we certainly don't do that within our own lives. So how can we expect somebody else to, right? So having a little bit more, I can't think of the word, just being a little bit more open and, you know, creating some space for other people in terms of that is helpful. How do you make friends? Like talk to a lot of people, go out there, get over the hurdles of fear of talking to people and just talk, just meet people. Just because within that, you're going to find several that are the right ones for you. I wish I had a better song to hum during interludes like that. We've only just begun. I got that Bismarcky, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. I've been singing that. It just cracks me up. That was something I did recently. I was in a kind of a bad mood, and I just changed the thoughts in my head to blasting that song, and I just cracked up every time. It just made me so happy. Took me back into like middle school, high school. Most of you probably don't even know that song, do you? I'm old. I'm an old man. How do you know you're an INFP and not an ENFP? Which is more necessary to you, the introverted stuff or the extroverted stuff? Which could you live without? Which could you not without? If I said, okay, you got to be in your house for a week with no contact with other people, you okay with that? If you are, you might be an introvert. Might be. This is just a way of narrowing in on that, of honing in on it. If that's an awful, awful difficult thing for you, then might be an extrovert. Yeah. I also look into the struggles. Like when you get really stressed out, do you do more extroverted stuff or you do more introverted stuff? Like, extroverts generally, when they hit that wall, they get extremely stressed out. They're going to like crash and they're going to go inside. They're going to not want to be around other people and stuff like that. And yet it's a spectrum, I suppose. But for me, like when I get really stressed out, it's an explosion of, I'm going to get this thing done in the way that I want it to get done. I'm just going to take an action right now. That's extroverted stuff. Yeah. Sparkly unicorn. These names are killing me. With happiness and love and sparkles. Hello. What is your favorite thing about our personality? Would you want to date an INFP? I love the sensitivity and just like the acceptance of INFPs. Sometimes it's not there. We can be quite judgmental, but just accepting that like other people just want to live their life. They just want to be who they are, right? And that kind of space created for other people, I really do like. And just the desire to explore different emotions and feelings at that deeper, sometimes painful level. I like that too. I have dated an INFP, and an ISFP, and both of them, I was like, just waiting for them to take the initiative in the relationship and say like, okay, let's officially date, which is something I've been told myself from another person as well. Like, you should probably just say what you want more and just stand up for yourself. So kind of had some self-learning about that. I'm getting cold. I turned off my heater an hour or so ago and I'm shivering. We'll probably go for another, 15 minutes or something like that. And then wrap it up and I'll go do daddy stuffs. Is this a question? Okay. Hey, Crystal, my best friend for years was an INFJ, and now she seriously annoys me, but I'm adding words, and I feel really guilty about it. Anyone else annoyed by female INFJs, or maybe that was not one I should put all over. I don't know what to say about that. I think whatever it is, whatever annoys you about other people is something within you. That's a hard one. It's a hard one to accept. But like, if you don't like somebody because you find them, for example, like socially awkward, it's probably that part of yourself that you don't like that's socially awkward. I've dealt with that one, same with ESTJs and extroverted thinking. Like, I didn't like that they're just, task focused in my mind, and it's just like, I'm just going to get it done, and suck up your feelings. I don't care about the feelings. It doesn't matter. Let's just do the thing. But that was because I saw that as a weakness within myself, and also an aspect of myself that my introverted feeling didn't really like. Just like, I don't like when I get that focused on the objectives. So you project that out onto other people and you clash with them, and it's bad news bears from there until you accept it within yourself and deal with it, Raphael, how do you know if you're an INFP or an INTJ? I don't know if there's a specific test to show that. Learn the cognitive functions. Learn extroverted intuition and introverted intuition are quite different. And learn where they are within your stack. And if that's just jargon stuff for you, really just study the cognitive functions. Watch or listen to like Personality Hackers podcast. That's how I got into it all. And it was good. Life-changing stuff. I highly recommend them. They're cool people too. How do we tackle overwhelming or anxiety while doing or organizing things? Yeah. It can be hard. Usually just break it down into the smallest chunk, the smallest little quest possible. And that helps with the whole, like, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. Just break it down, just shrink it down. Do the first thing that you got to do to make some sort of progress. And then do the next little thing that you got to do to make some sort of progress. That helps. As I said before, anxiety is just you kind of future pacing things going wrong, imagining things are going to go wrong. And the solution to that, as I was saying to an ISFP earlier today, is to just take action. Just like, if you're getting in loops of overthinking stuff, just do something. Just go. Just whatever it is, take some sort of action. Get out of your head, and do some stuff. Aina. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Explore, understand yourself, figure out the things that you like to do, like helping people, playing with ideas, writing, creativity, those type of things. Try to find something that will appease that. You can go the other route of doing like, I'm going to be an architect. I'm going to make buildings that express my identity and stuff. But I think it's hard because you got to deal with a lot of like bureaucracy and rules and, strict measures and things like that. That was really weird. I bumped my table, and so my webcam was like jiggling. And as I was talking to you, I like held the webcam, and it felt weird. It felt like I was like it was your face. I don't even know what your face is like. That was weird. That whole explanation right there. Trenton. How do I convince an INFP to accept useful authority? Who determines it's useful? I think, like, people just in general, not just INFPs, they're not going to do what they don't want to do. If you tell them to do something, they're not going to do it. I have a 3-year-old daughter. If I say, don't touch your face, she's going to touch her face. It's like an instant thing. Because she's 3, it happens like so much faster. It just goes straight into her head as a command to do. So I realized I was talking on the wrong side of the mic. Yeah, give the reasons why it would be a good thing to do, how life could be better, different possibilities of better things that could come from that. And slowly coaching it. Yeah, if you try to force it, they're just going to go the other way. Misfire, give me a second. I'm going to I don't want to lose my place here. Thank you for the donation. I'll get to it. I'm sorry. Hold on. If I have like so many messages because I talk so slow, that it's like way down there. And if I scroll down, then I'm never going to find my place again. Are your friends also mostly feeling personalities? Most. I have a pretty good ENTP friend and a really good ESTJ friend though. Thanks for the work. Luca. Yeah, I talked about this earlier too. I think it was the first question. So when the stream's done, you might want to check that out. Just dating other INFPs. It can be good, a lot of good things, but also you just got to make sure you guys both survive in terms of like, are you eating properly? Are you working? Are you doing the daily maintenance things that you got to do? Hold on a second. Let me read this one first. Okay. What's up, Nathan? So I'm just going to read the bottom part. So how does a person judge between when they're just procrastinating and how they could design a solution for them to consider as to what they can do to not pee? What you can do to not pee. I guess it cut off on the stream where I'm viewing it. So sorry. Not procrastinate. It's probably the guess. But if it's to not pee, you probably should just go pee. But that maybe. I don't know. In terms of procrastination, like are you overthinking something, and is that beneficial, or is it just overthinking something and you're actually just procrastinating and tricking yourself, right? I think that's the question. So it's like, I mean, eventually you got to do something, right? But really consider, like, why am I procrastinating? What am I afraid of? I think a lot of procrastination comes from two things. It comes from the goal is too big, and you're just like, I don't know how to do this thing because I need to slay a dragon. How do you slay a dragon? One attack at a time, one fireball, whatever it is. And if you're just focusing on the whole giant chunk, the whole giant picture, then yeah, it's going to feel daunting. You're not going to know what to do. And so you're going to procrastinate because you're going to feel like I'm not making any progress. So just break it down. Okay, I just need to take a step. I need to get my gear on. I need to open up my bag of holding. I need to grab a tool, whatever it is. Go at it from that way. And also, check what are you afraid of? I think I mentioned that before. Like, are you afraid of actually completing the goal? Because that happens. Like, if I do this business presentation, like if I actually write it out, create it and everything like that, well, then maybe I'll be successful and my whole life will change. And then maybe I'll ruin my relationship. Or maybe I won't be true to who I am anymore. Maybe that power will go to my head. Oh, by the way, Falcon and Winter Soldier, just watch that last episode. Talk about power going to your head. So I hope that answered that question. Take action means follow your passion. Yeah, it means doing stuff. Get it out of your head, actually doing the stuff that'll let you live a better life and go towards the things that you want. Man, it's cold in here. There's how can INFPs deal with being talked about behind their back by someone that leads to me versus everyone? Talk to the person directly. Explain why they shouldn't do that. Assert your boundaries. Assert yourself. Say that's not cool. Befriend them. Give them a reason that they wouldn't want to do that. Make it more painful for them to create that negative environment because they're hurting the individual. Like a lot of racism and stuff. All that stuff it's generalizations, right? And if you can use like the meta model, which is neurolinguistic programming, it's using language to clarify language. So like, all people do this. Really? All people do that? You've never met anyone who doesn't do that? Is that really true? How do you know that's true? Like kind of drilling into define their belief, their understanding of things. They'll break it for themselves. They'll break that belief for themselves. Like, well, okay, not everybody does that. And then it starts to, it's like a table and you're breaking the legs on a table and then it's going to fall over. So one way of doing that is, maybe to just go in there and show them who you are and be your shiny, beautiful self. Sims Rock 99. Man, I played The Sims back in the day. I was so creepy. I named all the characters after like girls I liked and stuff like that. Not that if you do that, you're not creepy. As an INFP, how do I get through the seemingly impossible goal despite everyone around me being strongly against it? Yeah, INFPs do that. We create these like huge idealistic, massive goals. It's ridiculous. And yet, that conviction is something that actually makes it happen. If you're actually taking the actions to do it. I mean, it's not just going to happen because you feel convicted about it, but if you make it to the point where like you wake up inspired to take actions towards completing that goal, then that's awesome. And if they don't believe it, I don't know. I don't know what the goal is, so I can't necessarily say. But if it's like it's not hurting anybody, then I say just go for it. You know? Do I disappear? Yeah, I do. Oh my God, what is this? Oh, we got some spam going on down there. Every once in a while, it just like it scrolls randomly to the bottom. That's okay. I'm not going to be able to answer all these questions, guys. I talk way too slow and way too long about stuff. How do we get out of shadow functions? Yeah, kind of. Oh, thank you again, by the way, Miss Fire. Thanks for the support. And I like that it's missed fire. That's cool. Use the tools for as long as they're beneficial, and then force yourself to do something else. Like if it's TI, and I don't know your exact situation, but for me, as I explained earlier too, if it's about like defining a word or learning something, understanding something, like you're gonna hit what's it called? I can't think of the word. My English isn't working right now, but like where you fall off, like you're not gonna get as much reward from doing the thing anymore. And just using that as like, okay, I got enough to take some TE actions and to get things going, and that's it. I don't need to know everything about a specific topic or subject. Like I can just use as much as will help me and go from there. And it's not like you can't go back to like filling that bucket of knowledge later, you know. Does that help? And also realizing like it's happening for a reason. It's your body, your mind is doing it because it wants to accomplish something. So there might be other ways of accomplishing that. Like back to dragons. If it's a fire dragon and you're just throwing fireballs at it, it's not going to work. It doesn't care. Right? You need to use different tools. You need to use different aspects of yourself, take different approaches. What's up, David? How the heck do you develop TE when you're the opposite? Yeah. We generally find a hack, like a workaround to do our inferior function stuff. Because it's an aspiration. It's an inferior function. It's like, wow, this is something that would just make my life so much better. But I can't figure out how to do it. So we spend a lot of time like doing it in other ways that like a natural, like a ETJ wouldn't do. Because it doesn't work for us. It's just you're not organized like that, right? So like for me, like when I'm talking to people and clients and stuff like that about doing TE stuff, and like how do you accomplish your goals? I do it through emotions. Like make sure that you are just so excited to get the thing done, and you imagine the possibilities of it happening vividly, and also that you set up the away from goals. Like the things that you don't want in your life. You don't want to do this job for the rest of your life. You don't want this to happen. Set those up too and make it like a feeling-based system. And then you do have to bring in some like measuring and tracking and stuff like that to actually make sure you're making progress. You know? Oh my gosh. I see so many comments. You guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up today. I gotta say, I was kind of nervous about this one. So I was like, it's just going to be me talking to not having like another person to like bounce ideas off of and stuff. Not that, I mean, another live person on video, which I almost brought somebody in. But that would be really weird, wouldn't it? Like an ask me anything of one person with another person there. I don't know. Black Cat. How do you get more confidence as an INFP? Go to inowfeelpositive.com. Sign up for that. You'll learn about yourself, and you'll learn how to take those actions to appreciate who you are in the world. And that gives you more confidence. But another way is to just do stuff. This seems to be the running theme, isn't it? like taking action. The more, like, let's say you're afraid of doing this thing. I don't know if specifically you're a gamer or not, so I'm not going to talk too much into gaming terms, but this one, if you're afraid to talk to somebody and you just force yourself to go talk to somebody, you gain experience. You gain experience around that. That experience is just something that happened. There's no meaning attached to it. It's just something that happens. It's a feedback response, like within a system. And so seeing that, you can say, okay, well, that worked. That didn't work. Okay, so next time I do the thing, I should do more of this or less of this. And yes, they have their own variables too, but you can't control what other people do and think and stuff like that. So bring in, change, adjust what you can about yourself, about your approach. And you do that enough and you get more confidence through that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of these. I don't know. Do you want me to highlight these? I'll do all of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's more. I agree. Unless it was a mistake, unless you like butt typed J's a bunch. Yeah, study productivity. Measure, track your goals. Train yourself to not, train yourself to just take the actions that you need to and not kind of constantly barter with your emotions. So I don't really feel like it. Because you're never going to feel like doing the stuff that you need to do. You just got to do it. And like if you want to live the life that you want to live, it's not just going to happen, unfortunately. I believed that for many, many years, like 10 years almost. I was kind of trapped in that thought. Well, my stomach is rumbling. And I kind of got lost in that. Well, it's just going to happen. If I make myself a good enough person, then all the good things will happen. And a lot of good things did. But also I realized that I was just like, this is not the life that I want to live. I'm not doing the things that I want to do. I don't have the success based off my metrics that I wanted. I'm going to be alone by myself forever. I'm going to regret my life. I'm just going to be playing games all day. I love games, but playing them all day kind of causes some issues. So yeah, study productivity, journal. Do INFPs make good leaders? Yeah. When they are willing to. I think I've been told before, like I did kind of a managerial position called operations. And it was cool. And I had to, help with people and their schedule and kind of shift them around and make sure everybody was doing well on the field. And I got a lot of praise for that. I felt stressed out about it. Like I was like, I'm not making sure everybody's good and stuff. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop right there. Yeah, is that okay? Because we went over an hour and a half, which is pretty cool. Thank you everybody for showing up today, for participating, for commenting, for questioning, for just being cool people on a mission to better your life and yourself. Really appreciate it. Just you being out there, like saying, I want my life to be better. Like just that awareness is how things get started, right? Once you know there's a problem, then you find ways to take actions to do that, to start that, to change. And it's not about being disingenuous to yourself. It's about becoming more of who you could be. And I think the world needs more people to to kind of be awoken. Like the NPC, the non-player character in a game that somehow, what is that? Like Watch Dogs. It's got that, right? Like you can activate these NPCs and turn them into like playable characters. That's what we need. We need more people playing life, living life, taking actions, doing the good things that they need to do to make the world better, make their life better. I should do audiobooks of self-help and spears. Oh, yeah. I have some hypnosis tracks. I'm going to do more of those, though. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you very much again for showing up. I'm going to do this long INFP rambling outro. No, I'm just going to press hang up. See ya. Love you all. Have a great life. Have a great day. See you next time. And join the Discord channels. They'll be in the descriptions. I don't know if they're there now or not.